colorful, they shimmer in the crowd. From nothing to everything we build this paradise. Freedom in our hearts, we're reaching for the skies. Whispered hopes turned into roars. Mountains moved by steady hands. In the sea of endless stars, we command and take our stand. Liberty tonight, our anthem, loud and proud. Dreams unfold with colors bold, they shimmer in the crowd. From nothing to everything, we build this paradise. Freedom in our hearts, we're reaching for the skies. Whispered hopes turned into roars. Mountains moved by steady hands. In the sea of endless stars, we command and take our stand. Liberty tonight, our anthem, loud and proud. Dreams unfold with colors bold, they shimmer in the crowd. From nothing to everything, we build this paradise. Freedom in our hearts, we're reaching for the skies. Tonight's the night we claim our fate. No more silence, no more wait. With every step we elevate, creating worlds we celebrate. Liberty tonight, our anthem, loud and proud. Dreams unfold with colors bold, they shimmer in the crowd. From nothing to everything, we build this paradise. Freedom in our hearts, we're reaching for the skies. We started with a spark in a world so dark and plain. Now we're lighting up the night, making magic from our veins. Liberty tonight, our anthem, loud and proud. Dreams unfold with colors bold, they shimmer in the crowd. From nothing to everything, we build this paradise. Freedom in our hearts, we're reaching for the skies. Whispered hopes turned into roars. Mountains moved by steady hands. In the sea of endless stars, we command and take our stand. Liberty tonight, our anthem, loud and proud. Dreams unfold with colors bold, they shimmer in the crowd. From nothing to everything, we build this paradise. Freedom in our
Welcome to Liberty Tonight, the only pro-liberty late-night variety show. Hosted by Brian Piotr and starring King Libertarian. Special guests, hilarious commentary, skits, gags, and more fun are just ahead. And here's Brian.
Hello, everybody. I'm Brian Piotr, your host of Liberty Tonight. It is 2024, but not for much longer. We're headed towards a new season, a season of cutting. The IRS, the federal government in general, beware. We're going to take care of some regulations, and then we're going to be doing some aquarium here very, very shortly. Anyways, I'm excited. You should be excited too. We got a wonderful night ahead of you. We got lots planned, lots to do. A million billion clips, as our great leader often says. And Donald Trump himself has become Man of the Year. The most important and relevant magazine of 2024 has bent the knee and kissed the ring and said, please make me relevant. Please let me take a picture of you, Mr. Donald Trump. And so he said yes. Time Magazine has said you are Man of the Year. Congratulations, Donald. Yeah, we know. We know. We think you're awesome. I expect to hear some of that and more, but we'll have to see from our great sovereign, the leader of all of libertarianism, who on a weekly basis must write to us his words of wisdom that we will use for the week ahead to give us both wisdom and strength. And so please take a moment, lift up your glasses to our sovereign, who is King Libertarian.
Hear ye, hear ye, I am King Libertarian, benevolent dictator of libertarianism, slayer of status, hater of bureaucrats, and all-around badass monarch. Now silence, peasants. The king is speaking. Well, the deep state is officially shitting its pants. They were able to make a small dent in Trump's armor by forcing Matt Gaetz to step aside, but Pete Hegseth is proving to be more formidable. This is giving plenty of breathing room to some of Trump's other wrecking ball of nominations, such as Tulsi Gabbard for DNI and RFK for HHS. All right. But what is really filling their diapers with beet juice smoothie is Kash Patel at the FBI. For one, Kash is undoubtedly qualified for the position. He's Indian after all. Stereotypical? Maybe. But Harold and Kumar still made it to White Castle, even though they were extremely high. But rather than list out all of his qualities, I'll tell you about them in the form of a Christmas song. You better back down. You better not lie. You better not shout, I'm telling you why. Kash Patel is coming to town. He's making a list of pedos and crooks. Gonna find out who's been cooking the books. Kash Patel is coming to town. He sees you on Epstein's plane. He knows that you've been fake. He knows that you partied with Diddy, so be good for goodness sake. Oh, you better rat out. You better not run. Better lawyer up. It's gonna be fun. Kash Patel is coming to town. The king has spoken and sang. Now back to Squire Brian.
Yeah, it's Christmas time. It's the best time of the year. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas to everybody. And just welcome. As you can see, we are here in beautiful Mar-a-Lago in one of the back suites. This isn't the front. This isn't the big, grand entrance. They put us in the side, but hey, that's where we're at, obviously, if you can't tell. And just welcome everyone. Trump is Man of the Year. There is a lot to celebrate. We only have a few weeks left. It's time to sit back, grab some eggnog, enjoy our Jingle Bell microphones, and just get into it straight away. Javier Milei. He's a little bit ahead of us, a little bit ahead of the curve from what America's going to do, what I really hope we do. And this year, he not only took Argentina out of a deficit, but he is proposing the removal of almost 90% of all taxes. So,
Woo!
guys, this is what we want for us.
Can we get a woo?
Whoop, whoop. Now, 90%
Lord
of all
Jesus, I see
taxes.
what you've done for others.
Please do to us what you are doing for the country of Argentina. Good
Give
Lord.
us an autistic libertarian, please.
We've argued about libertarian principles for 50 years in America. We were founded on it. And there's an Argentinian man who read the books and said, I could actually do something. I could get off my butt and actually implement some of this. So
he was just least sufferable enough to be popular enough to be voted in. It was bad enough that they wanted a libertarian to be president. Let's not wait till it gets that bad here.
I think what we learned from what I've learned from Javier Milei is that you don't be polite with communists. You yell them, you yell at them. You say, "Stick it up your ass, die, you pig. I hope you go to hell. I'm gonna
Don't get
beat you."
leftist 1 inch. Don't get them 1 inch.
They'll take a mile. You give them an inch,
Yes.
they'll take it and then keep it and then ask for more. Never give them an inch. And because of that, they get to have a president that's going to remove 90% of taxes, cut the deficit in a country that was seeing 15% inflation, cut the inflation, make it so that they accept all currency, including Bitcoin. This is truly wonderful.
And it's good to in all seriousness, not serious, but it's good to see it occur in real life so that you can have something to point to and say, like, look, if you do pay down your debt, if you do take down the deficit, if you don't inflate the currency, like you can claw this back. It's a cause and effect. Like we're causing this runaway inflation by too much government spending. You're adding more dollars to the pool and dilute it, like Massey's whole like drink thing. Like let me take your tea, and yeah. So it's great to see that what Olaf Fuera is doing down there.
Jim Cramer is over here saying that libertarian is entrenching itself before our very eyes, and no one says anything.
What do you think he means by this? I've been trying to.
I think the inverse Kramer law means that this is going to be a battle for us. That this is actually bad. I saw on X there's a chart of the inverse Kramer versus Nancy Pelosi, and they're like neck and neck.
Oh,
so
maybe that's it. Maybe
Pelosi's just doing the inverse Kramer this whole time.
She's not a criminal. She's not a crook. She's not a bold-faced liar. She's just inverse Kramer. Maybe she runs that X account. You never know.
You know what I have to say about that? She is a crook. Even if she's running the inverse Kramer, she's definitely a crook. And AP,
no, she's a nice old lady.
Top comment here. Oh no, they're taking our government and threatening to leave us all alone. I've always enjoyed the Ron Swanson character. I know that lefties were making fun of me, basically just me, and I'm okay with it. Like that, they were unironically giving me the perfect character, right? Like, I totally enjoyed that guy, 100%.
And the actor, he's a total left ball, Kamala lover. I wonder if it annoys him at all that what he thought was going to be an own ended up being iconic for us. Like we're gonna take it back and love it.
What's this? It's a permission slip. It says, "I do what I want."
Like after playing that character, how can you be a Democrat, man? Come on, dude.
Yeah, I don't know.
Your whole show was making fun of the government. And it was hilarious because it's true.
It was a great show. It is a great show. Even if liberals were the actors, they were just reading lines anyways. The show is still great. I don't want to go too far on the left, like take a left hook here. But
weave. Go ahead and weave.
We're gonna weave. We're gonna go on a weave, everybody. We're gonna go over this direction. We're gonna take it back at the end. So MMA fighter Colby Covington. I want to ask LeBron. Let's hear what he has to say.
I'm gonna start this off, since I'm the man of the hour, the man of the show. I want to ask LeBron, what does he mean by "there's no party like a Diddy party"? I truly want to know. And not only that, LeBron, how many Diddy parties have you actually been to? I'm really curious to know. And is that the reason you left social media, because all the backlash you were getting for going to so many Diddy parties?
Oh,
it's just pathetic, man. People think this guy's a role model.
Dude, I love fighters. I love the commentary at fights. They just say like the most aggressive possible things.
Well, I don't know if it's this guy or one of the other MMA fighters, but they get up and they win. And they're like, "Down with communism," or Trump won, or
Read
I think one
read
of them even.
read Hayek or somebody. I can't remember what he said.
Yeah, I was gonna say one of them went like libertarian philosopher after he won a fight. Um, yeah, no, like the MMA fight. I would love to learn more about like the culture, right? That like the fighters themselves, like are they a lot of them friends and like they talk about these things, or are they just coming in just totally based on their own? Uh, yeah, Dana White, even though he looks like a thumb, he's building a good organization. And he's got some cool people around him. So I mean, he got Joe Rogan there from the beginning. Uh, it's going to be influential, right?
Yeah, I see Agrizer over on YouTube. Welcome. L Dubs is back and Barney Styles, Blue Reich. Welcome everyone, one all. Tell your friends about it. If you see an X post on this show, retweet it. Get some more people in here. We were trying to grow the show as much as we can. We really appreciate it. Yeah, when it came to UFC, I actually went to a UFC workout once, like an official, like come join the gym day. And at the
Uh-huh.
time, I was in Division One swimming, so I was a freshman in college, and I was in the best shape of my life. But after an hour of that workout, I just wanted to cry in a corner. Like I was so beat because I ran and kicked and hit, and like it was nonstop for an hour, like sprinting. Like I had no experience that was similar to that, even though I worked out like 3.5 hours a day. So I'm super impressed by fighters in general because for you
Did
to
you
make it to the
practice?
point where you're on TV, like you are badass.
Yeah. Did you
And
practice like crushing someone's skull with your forearm like a
no,
hundred
there was no
times?
sparring. That was just a workout. It was like sit-ups for 30 seconds and then punch in a bag for 30 seconds and it was 10 minutes on, 1 minute off, 10 minutes. I forget exactly what it was. I just remember like I couldn't handle it. I was like I don't want to do this anymore.
I'm just crying just from the workout. I can't imagine getting punched in the face on top of it.
Yeah, there was no sparring, but that's what it is in the ring. I'm pretty sure is that it's just a matter of like you're gassing yourself at the same time that somebody else is gassing themselves, and part of it is like if you're the first one to lose energy, you're gonna start taking hits and end up on a mat.
Yeah.
I've watched plenty of fights. I'm not an expert on any of that, but I definitely enjoy their commentary. I don't care about football, basketball, baseball. Their after game commentary is who gives a crap.
Yes.
Fighter commentary is hilarious. It's
What'd you
actually
mean
entertaining
by
me.
no party like a Diddy party, huh? What did you mean?
By the way, LeBron, what did you mean by a Diddy party?
Yeah, it's very suspicious
You're,
given the circumstances. I think that guy's in trouble for that a
I
little
think
bit.
you're also like almost 7 feet tall and one of the most recognizable people on the planet. I wouldn't go to anywhere that you wouldn't want to see on the internet. So bad call
Mm,
if you did go to one of those parties. Bad
mm,
call.
mm.
But hey, hindsight, man, it can it's a bummer, right? Like we all wish we could have 2020 vision looking forward into the future, but that's not how life works. So,
Oof.
just in, FBI Director Christopher Wray resigns.
A Fox News alert to start us off here, and really no surprise, but FBI Director Christopher Wray has announced that he is going to be ending his tenure.
I mean, it was a surprise that he's doing it today. Like he's not doing it for Jan 20. He has all this time to go burn books and do whatever he would like to do for the next month, and he's not going to do that. He's taking time off on Christmas. So I appreciate it. And for whatever Fed boy's been assigned to watching our show, welcome. We're glad to have you here. You should probably quit now too, just like your boss, before you get fired anyway. Save us all some time. In general, we think you're bad people. Some, I'm sure, are good people.
Yeah, I don't know why Trump picked this guy. He looks like a fleshy hand puppet. with a bad toupee on top of his head, and he was a bitch. He like you get up there and you testify, and you sound like a bitch, you look like a bitch, you're acting like a bitch. It's just not good FBI director material. He oversaw, all the investigations into Trump and the J6ers and everything like that. The dude's a bad dude, and I hope he gets one of those Biden pardons. I wonder what people are, what are they promising Biden to get one of those? Yeah. Robbie the Rimmon says buy stocks in paper shredders. Yeah, absolutely right. They will be very busy for the next month or two, but we got, I don't know how many days until January 20th. Can't come soon enough.
Yes, and if you are worried about what to get people for Christmas, may I offer you the forlibertyshop.com and the Liberty Tonight set of merchandise. We have a very popular whiskey glass, which, we have to make choices about what kind of product we're going to make. I have to say, the people have chosen the whiskey glass. They really like it. I've received lots of pictures from people holding it. Our guest last week had it. I welcome everyone to go check that out. But I also have a favorite, which is the coffee mug that's Doge, which is Elon Musk and Ron Paul. May he live forever, as one must say as a libertarian after mentioning the name of Ron Paul. Unlike fictional characters in fictional movies and books, this one's a real hero. He actually lives. May he live forever. And he's going to be a part of Doge. I'm really excited about Ron Paul and Elon Musk. And I just want you guys to know, I'm ready. I know how to use this. I will use it indiscriminately, not carefully, and we'll just, take care of the government.
Yeah.
And for
metaphorically speaking.
Yeah, for the Fed boy watching, I'm talking about buildings and regulations, not people. Not people. We're just going to fire them. No one's getting chainsawed. From me, at least. Not at least from me.
Happen to trip on a pile of bureaucratic paper, then whatever.
And this morning,
off with their head.
This morning here where I'm south of Indianapolis, it is cold. It was 17 degrees when I woke up this morning, and it makes you question your life choices. Why am I not in Florida right now? Am I right? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question. I think it's a bad answer. I don't know why I'm not in Florida right now. But I could definitely use a sweatshirt. And here's one that says "Freedom never sleeps." Extremely
freedom never sleeps.
Warm sweatshirt, high quality, not crap $5 Amazon stuff, which you can also get. Life is life. We all are in a point where we have to buy crap from China sometimes until things change. I completely understand. But who is going to be the new FBI director? The man, the myth, the legend, Kash Patel. And let's see what he's going to do.
Who are you going to get to get
that? For instance, who is currently holding, this is way off the topic, but who has Jeffrey Epstein's
Black Book?
Black Book.
FBI.
Who does?
But who? That is, I mean, there's...
Oh, that's under direct control of the director of the FBI. Just like the manifesto from the Nashville school shooting of the Catholic school. Yeah. We still haven't seen that, right? It's not the Nashville police or PD saying we don't want this out. The FBI airmailed into that operation and said this is not getting out. Because they do that because this is another government gangster operation. All these local law enforcement communities get funding from the DOJ and FBI for local programs. And if you don't cooperate, you're not getting your $1 million for this, and you're not getting and that's a lot of money to these local districts. That's how they play the game.
It's the same thing with Epstein's list. It's like, what the hell are these Republicans doing? Oh,
I saw you
give out the list.
What
I saw you in the news this morning about that. I got to get to that.
Yeah.
You say that the FBI has Epstein's list. They're sitting on it. That doesn't seem like something you should do. You're protecting the world's foremost predator. That seems like an evil thing to do, regardless of who may be embarrassed in the release of that list. Why is the FBI protecting the greatest pederast, the largest scale pederast in human history?
Is that a word?
Simple, because of who's on that
list. Is pederast a word that
You
I've missed out on my whole life, or is that just made up?
Congress night and day to
sounds
prevent the
made up,
disclosure of that list. And why is it that the Senate,
maybe not.
And good for Senator Blackburn to try to get it out, but then Dick Durbin comes over the top and says,
what he said
no,
in the
we're
first
not going to release the name.
And he mentioned this and then the Nashville Manifesto under the direct control of the director of the FBI, which is now Christopher Wray, who was the other guy that they get you fired, whoever that guy was. Just think about that. Like this one person, has it like in a drawer in their desk, locked, essentially, for whatever their reason is, which is just it's disturbing in and of itself, specifically the list. But you think about other things like the Las Vegas shooting, in Memphis, that terrorist attack on the data center where the truck just blew up. These things that just disappear and you never hear about them again. The people's social media disappear, everything like that. But weirdly enough, Luigi's social media did not disappear. It's still up and everything like that.
The FBI,
so, it's just
the FBI is the special mob for the Democrats. They are there to put grandmas in prison that went for a walk on the Capitol 4 years ago, and
an unscheduled tour of the Capitol.
Yeah, and any crime that of any importance from people in power is swept under the rug. People are held accountable for any kind of leaks. We get leaks from the White House on a daily basis, but that FBI does not leak. That client list has not leaked. And like even Supreme Court of the United States had a clerk leak out some stuff that earlier this year.
I remember that.
But the FBI is locked down. So we just need to shut that place down. Trump gave them a brand new building last time. This time we need to fire everybody in that building.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah, Barney Styles says, how about the case file that was setting crooks up to plant bombs at a Trump rally? Yeah, the crooks thing. We still haven't heard anything about him, motive, reasoning. The roof was slightly sloped. That's why we couldn't go out there and get him. Our guys were sitting back 40 feet away from him. We could see him crawling up there. We almost know nothing about crooks anymore. But this Luigi guy, we know everything. And his Twitter account is still up, and somebody verified it. It's got, last I saw, 250,000 followers. Everyone's going through his socials. Like everyone's had plenty of it's very, very suspect. What's going on with that for sure. I'm so excited that Cash is going to get in. I think the way he's stomping around at the Capitol and wherever he's at in Congress, I think he's going to go harder than any of us really think he's going to go. I think he's just going to take the gloves off right away, and it's just going to start smashing things to pieces.
Seriously, I hope he does. I hope that RFK Jr., who's coming on the show at the end of the evening, everybody, make sure you don't go anywhere. We need to hear from RFK Jr. before we close out for the night. I hope that he goes and shakes things up. I think Kash Patel actually knows how to shake things up and what needs to change. If you had picked me out of the air and put me in charge of the FBI, I'd just take a chainsaw to it. But I do think that Kash Patel will be more effective than me. He actually knows where the buildings are and the people and what they are not doing and where to look. I don't know, have a clue. I don't even know where their buildings are. I'd have the whole couple of months just figuring out where the FBI is and all the different buildings around the country.
Yeah, 100%. Well, I mean, this clip, that clip, and then the one we're about to play, this is the reason why I'm so pumped up about Cash. Even if he wasn't going to be that, like, the fact that he's just saying it as just a person on his own is incredible. But now, that we know he's going to be the FBI director, the things that he has said out loud on camera to media personalities is wild. And this is one of them, this next clip.
I just lost that clip, so it's gone forever.
Okay.
It's gone.
So basically, it was another clip from the Glenn Beck show, and basically says that the ex-CIA director Gina Haspel allegedly paid CIA agents to mislead the origin of COVID because they didn't fit the narrative. So he goes through that there's evidence for that, and I was like, oh yeah, I remember hearing about that when it happened. It wasn't even secret really. Like it came out and it was on some of the news, but I think it came out 21, 22 when there was still a lot of censorship. I mean, there still is. But I remember, I was like, yeah, I remember that. And yeah, it's just like, well, sorry, yeah, we did it. And then Fauci, they had they discovered that he was going into the CIA to consult with them. And then, oh yeah, now CIA agents are misleading people. Um, if he's saying it out loud to Glenn Beck, that's just what he's projecting out. I think below the surface, there's so much more dots that he's connecting and things that he knows that he can't say. I hope I'm right.
I hope so too. And just think about 2021 in general. What would have happened to us if we had said anything about that news on Twitter? We would have been removed. Sorry, this violates community standards of this liberal woman who works 3 hours a week and drinks lattes in San Francisco.
This live stream would have been shut down just from the conversation we just had. 100%. Old Twitter would have got us right away. But speaking of old Twitter, we're on new Twitter. It's called X, and we're streaming out of AP for Liberty's channel at AP for Liberty. And I'm King Libertarian at King Libertarian and Brian_Piotr on X. Please give us a follow. Say hi to us. And you're watching on there. Thank you so much. And also on Rumble, rumble.com/Liberty Tonight. We're part of the For Liberty Network. If you want to get real intimate with us, you can join our locals channel. So you just go to forlibertynetwork.com and you can see the locals for our community. And if you're watching on this Rumble, share with your friends. Give us a like, give us a follow on our page. You'll be notified whenever we broadcast, which is Thursdays, 9 to 11 Central Time every Thursday. We're followed by, or we follow Daniela on Culture Drama Tuesdays and Thursdays, 7 to 9 Central. And then, of course, Austin Peterson every weekday morning, 7 to 9 a.m. Central Standard Time on Wake Up America.
And thank you
for the For Liberty Network.
And thank you for everyone that has subscribed. We have 5 of you already, monthly subscribers, monthly contributors. You guys are awesome. Really appreciate your help. And we're going to grow big from here. Right now, there's just a small little family of us, but we got big plans. We got going places. And here's somebody who's not going anywhere. You like the transition? Is this the end of the weave? No, this is the middle of the weave, everyone. Here's Joe Biden.
We're in the weave.
Joe Biden, he's got the American Rescue Plan.
An economic recovery package in our history. I also learned something from Donald Trump. He signed checks for people for $7,400 because we passed the plan. And I didn't, stupid.
What is he even talking about? Like the timeline, you were present after him, but we passed it, but he signed them and there was $7,400. I didn't get $7,400.
Oh man.
What check went out for $7,400? I got $1,200. That's it.
So I lost money with the whole inflation thing, but the COVID scam where they did pay you, they paid you by kid. I had 3 kids at the time. So I got like $8,000 that year from the government, because there was 2 sets of checks, and I'm roughly remembering, maybe it was 7 or 6. I don't remember. I put it in the bank. I didn't spend it. I have another friend who has 8
Stimmies.
I have a friend who's got 8 kids. He's younger than me. He's 33, I think, and he got a fortune. He got like $14,000. I don't remember what, for just straight cash.
I didn't know it was per kid.
Yeah, it was like $600 per kid times 2. Like they did it twice. Yeah, here's the pyramid scheme. You have a kid that fills up the whole base of the pyramid, and you build the pyramid with children, and then that's how you make money.
And you will forever have a progeny, and you'll forever have somebody to wipe your ass when you get old.
Well, I mean, I've got 4, and for sure one of them's going to be there to help change my diapers.
And you get to say, I smelled your shit. You can smell mine for 30 seconds. Get over here.
Yeah.
You came out of my balls. You can wipe my ass.
I'm not going to say it just like that because I'm going to be senile. I hope that I am more polite when I'm senile.
I pooped my pants. My butt's been wiped. My butt's been wiped.
Dude, I do have goals for when I'm 78, and here's one of them. I want to be posting tweets like this. It was a pleasure to have dinner the other night with Governor Justin Trudeau from the great state of Canada. I look forward to seeing the governor again soon so that we may continue our in-depth talks on tariffs and trade, the results of which will be truly spectacular for all Jade.
Oh my gosh. The king of trolling. The king.
I just love it. He just made Canada a joke because we all think it's a joke. It's always been a joke.
Are freaking out like, oh my god, he's gonna invade us. Like he's so that So it's a further like he's getting internet. He's getting the internet culture. He's starting to understand meme culture and satire and trolling, and like. So I liked 2016 Trump. 2020 Trump was a bitch, and then he was like, the whole COVID thing was just that I had a bad taste in my mouth. But he was okay. He was coming back, but when they tried to shoot him, after he came back, it was like he did literally have a near death experience, but when he came back from being shot, like. That's when he started being cool. Like, he did the whole garbage truck thing because they called us garbage, right? They call us garbage. And then he's up there with his we played it on the show, I think, his little vest. He's like, I didn't want to wear the vest. He said, sir, wear the vest. I said, I don't want to wear the vest. They said, sir, it makes you look so thin, sir. I said, give me that damn vest. Like he's relaxed, he's just chilling. So I don't know, man. This Donald Trump, I love 16, but this one might be my favorite. He's sophisticated. Like in 16, he was just like punching and just being just an asshole. But this one's like you want to smoke a cigar with this guy,
Yes, but here let's not leave this gem, which is talking about invading Canada. We are truly true. Like, look. Canada, we love you. Some people say they want you as a 51st state. I don't want any of your people, especially all in the eastern half that is just absolutely crazy liberal people. Maybe we can talk about making a trade. Like you can have Vermont and we'll take the oil sands and anybody who wants to work on the oil sands. Some kind of like trade like that, where we get rid of some undesirables who say they want to leave because of Trump, but we don't get any of your people because I don't want them. So here we go.
Yeah, Canada's like the weird girl that you broke up with after a date or two, but they still keep coming around saying, "Yeah, you're stalking me," but we're good. But thank you though. But they still keep coming around. We're good.
They have this permanent chip on their shoulder of the fact that they're not Americans, but like they're American. Like I was in Canada this year, and you have the same grocery stores, you have Walmart, you have the same gas stations, you have everything. Everything's the same, guys. I mean, you have this weird thing with kilometers on your highways, but whatever. Like. Put new signs up, say miles per hour, and you're basically
Tim
America.
Hortons, something with that. Something with some guy that's Scott Horton's brother that owns some stores, I guess.
No, like the CIA is good at doing stupid stuff around the world. Could they please just take out Trudeau and liberate the Canadian people and let them have freedom? I'm not saying we want them to be a part of America unless we can make them like a true second-class citizen where they can't vote. Like they get a separate passport, like
territory.
Yeah, like the people of Guam.
They're like Guam now.
Guam gets a passport that's separate than America. It says Guam on it. Like we could give them Canadian passports that are not American passports, so they can't really come here and work here and do like they're their own province, like property of America, but they get no rights. I'm okay with something like that where they can all have guns, but they don't get to vote in our elections.
And we could poke England in the eye again, like, hey, we got another one, and it didn't cost us anything.
So here's them freaking out because they don't understand humor.
Truth Social this morning greeted the Prime Minister as the governor of the 51st state, something along that line. Have you seen that? Do you have any thoughts about that? About the dynamics of the relationship?
I haven't seen that. That's why I probably should comment. Just that with the Truth Social post of Donald Trump planting a Canadian flag on a Canadian mountain, I have to say that to the
way you
extent
talk
that
is
this
punchable.
51st state thing was a joke, it's not funny. And I find that pursuing it on social media makes me increasingly nervous. Mr. Trump has, we have to be very, very careful with the president-elect. And
is there anything that lady finds funny that isn't cruelty to animals?
I was gonna say, if an old white liberal woman says something is not funny, it is hilarious. It is the funniest thing you will hear all day.
Dave Chappelle's special really offended me, and I have thought about sending a letter to my HOA about it.
It's not funny. Your jokes are not funny. It's not fun to joke about invading a country, okay?
Yeah. So I don't know if that's the end of that conversation. What do you guys think in the chat? Anyone actually want any part of Canada? I think not.
I don't think so. It was something about poutine. I mean, that's good. We can just look that up on allrecipes.com though, so we don't need to take on any liberals from Canada. Let's see.
Well,
here.
there's nothing special about poutine, guys. I was a bachelor earlier in my life, and I would reheat French fries and put random crap on it, and that's the same thing. That's basically poutine. I've made stuff just as good as a bowl of fries with cheese and meat on it that they call poutine. And
chili cheese fries are better anyways.
I'd like you all to be offended, Canadians. I know that you won't do anything about it, and that you don't even have any guns.
You just say you're sorry. You're sorry. You're gonna go outside. You're sorry.
As long as
Agora Greg, here I am. Are you new?
Welcome.
Greg.
And a Canadian's only allowed to just take out violence on you if you're in a hockey game. So as long as I stay out of a hockey rink, they won't touch me. That's what that's my
it's
opinion.
like that one lady. It says Canadians protesting, and their sign says "I'm slightly annoyed." Yeah. I only know 2 Canadians, and one of them lives out of the country most of the time, and the other one is literally like stuck there and feels like they're in a concentration camp and can't wait to get out. So I think things are going well up there. Let's see.
What did Anna Kasparian say?
Oh, she flipped out on these fools. It's epic. I'm not gonna even say anything during the whole clip. It's that good.
When I look at my life right now and I ask myself which political party has made my life worse.
Now you play it. It's down at the bottom.
My life right now. Yeah. And I ask myself, which political party has made my life worse? It's not the Republican Party. Locally speaking, the Democrats have complete control, and they have nearly destroyed my family's livelihood. Okay, we are living in trash and squalor everywhere. And unless the Democratic Party actually acknowledge these issues and solve these issues, rather than stealing our taxpayer money and funneling it to their nonprofit friends, they keep doing this, they're going to keep losing. And I'm going to keep speaking out against them. I don't care how much they hate Trump. I don't care how naughty the Republicans are being. Right now, the people having a negative impact on my life is the Democratic Party, and they need to change their ways. When we say we want to change the status quo, it doesn't mean we want to live in anarchy. It doesn't mean that we want to have $24 billion of our taxpayer money in California stolen by these nonprofits. It means that we want working people to be rewarded for their hard work. We want affordable housing. We want better working conditions, higher wages, better health care. These are things that Democrats used to purport to want to do. They don't do any of it anymore.
The Democrat Party is effective, though, at their goals. I will say that they have the goals of, say, bringing in 10 million illegal immigrants. They deliver, you know?
Yeah, it was highly effective.
They have goals, and they achieve them. Their goals simply aren't to keep you safe or provide you with any kind of better life.
No.
So
yeah, it's strictly to preserve its own power under the illusion that it's helping you. I've made this analogy before. Republicans, they're like an act, like if there are two different types of murderers, right? Republicans are axe murderers. Like he's there swinging an axe at you, you know he's coming. Like they're very upfront with their authoritarianism, especially historically speaking, Bush neocon type of thing. It's very on the nose, right? You're getting what you serve. Democrats, they're the killer nurse. They're, oh baby, I love you. I want to get you better, and then they're the ones slowly slipping chlorine into your water, or the one night you fall asleep and they put that needle into that IV and just put a little bit of air into that, and then bloop, heart attack. Oh, he didn't make it.
Or even worse, they're the psychopaths who say, "Little Johnny wore a dress. I know he's only 2. We should cut his penis off."
Yeah.
And then put him in a dress. And then I'll go around and feel special that I've got a special little kid and how special I am. And then when Johnny grows up and maybe commits suicide, I'll be the one who, oh, my son killed himself because the world wasn't ready for the trans. And I'm still special and I'm still the victim. No, guys, you're the murderer. You're a perpetrator of violence upon unsuspecting minors.
Yeah. Yeah, she's perfectly right. That's what it's been this entire time. And one of the things that they really engaged in, as we know, is that wokeism, right? And the pandering and the DEI. That was the easiest thing they could do to pander to this audience, to think they're on their side, while also still sowing division, which their whole thing is. But the woke messaging, the pandering is done. And I think, along with a lot of other people, they're honest liberals. What I mean by that is, like, they actually do, think like what she's saying. Like, we want to make people's lives better, so to speak, through the government, which is wrong and terrible. But that's what also is dissolving too, which is coming to be such a landslide with Trump, and his continued popularity will continue to rise as he's going through, is that the TDS is wearing off for some. Like, all liberals had TDS 16 to 23, 24. But that's all kind of fading now. So that is the last piece of cognitive dissonance that had to break, so that people like Anna could finally realize what the hell was going on with her party and her movement this entire time.
Okay, so I do want to quickly move on to the next thing, which is Iranian drones over the U.S. We have a commander.
Let's think about that.
We have a commander-in-chief who may or may not be home.
This is a clear and present danger to the United States and to our president-elect, and it's a serious business. Well, here's the real deal, Harris. I'm also on the Transportation Committee, on the Aviation Subcommittee, and I've gotten to know people. And from very high sources, very qualified sources, very responsible sources, I'm going to tell you the real deal. Iran launched a mothership probably about a month ago that contains these drones. That mothership is off, I'm going to tell you the deal. It's off the east coast of the United States of America. They've launched drones, is everything that we can see.
What do you think?
They're going to do anything with these drones?
What's that?
They're going to fly over Hoboken and be like, my God, the squalor, the life that these people lead. Should we send them aid? Do they need help?
We're here to invade, but they need to be rescued.
They need help, everybody.
Well, maybe we fly up to Baltimore. Maybe Baltimore's better. Oh my God!
Oh my God! They're murdering each other.
Jesus. At least they had shacks in Hoboken. Up here, it looks like a freaking bomb went off.
Yeah, guys, I am not super worried about Iranian drones. If they're not killing anybody, I'm all for letting everyone take out their guns on the East Coast and shoot at them. Oh wait, They're not allowed to have guns on the East Coast without lots of paperwork and permits, and no one's got them. I mean, not no one. People have some hunting rifles, but gosh, like, not enough ARs on the beach in New Jersey to deal with this, because I know it would not be a problem here in Indiana.
Yeah, you don't see any drones up in New Hampshire with all those libertarians up there. Those things get shot down right away. But yeah, I don't know what these are, Brian. I don't know if from your background you have any idea. But I mean, one, they have the red and the green flat, like they have the avoidance flashing, so they are some type of manned craft or unmanned human-made device, and they're meant. Well, I guess most of them. The ones I've seen, like they look like they're regular aviation style with the avoidance flickering and everything on it. It's just really bizarre, obviously, that we're not getting any answer. I mean, it seems like it would be so clear to somebody in the government what these are, but they're just letting it raw, like they're trolling us. Like,
I know
what this is.
I know that American bases in like the White House and places like the White House have anti-drone systems that could take out swarms of drones. So I'm not super worried about drones attacking anything important. They're flying over the neighborhoods or cities of our country. No one died, so I'm not exceedingly like, this doesn't seem that scary to me in any way. Most people don't know this, but many do, is that to operate a drone outside of line of sight where you can't see it, you need to be a licensed pilot in the United States. People do it all the time, but it appears that there's so many of these that were flying outside of line of sight that they're breaking the law unless they've got some kind of special permission from the FAA or they are licensed pilots. So yeah, at the very least, they're breaking the law, but not like that doesn't get broken every day of the week, right? Like people get a DJI drone to do a shot out in nature and they fly it out of line of sight all the time. So easy to break the rule. Officially, you're not allowed to do that.
Yeah.
I say we take the left hook on this weave. Everybody, are you buckled up? Everyone ready for this? This is one of the funniest videos that I saw all week.
Let's go.
Looping it again.
Oh, you know. And little people, if you're a little person, I love you. But the little people, like every single little person or midget, I like to call them little people. It actually sounds better and cuter than midget. But any little person that watches that is also going to laugh. That's what's so great about this. That's what's they're a great people. The little people. They're born with sense of humor. They are a sense of humor. They are a sense of humor personified, and I love them.
Honestly, if you are born short, you need to capitalize on it in the ways that you can. You're not going to win that UFC fight, but you can be funny, right? Like you can make funny content that literally no one else can do without you.
Yes.
So go for it, and that's
Get on
always
social
been the
media
case.
And start just running, or doing cartwheels, or laughing, or trying to play tiny darts with toothpicks, or whatever. It's gonna be instant hit. It's like a voluptuous, beautiful woman. It's gonna get views no matter what because you're tiny. And
Yeah, no one wishes things on you, but like if I lost an arm, think of the funny content I could make not having an arm. That would be some. That's how you make.
We can arrange that, Brian. I could have your arm severed.
I would like to keep all my arms, but if that happened,
How about the head?
Would
you like to keep that?
You didn't expect that we were going to follow back on this weave and come back to where we started, but we were this whole time.
We're weaving all over the place
this whole time, and here's coming full circle, which is Justin Trudeau, Governor of Canada, talking about how he's a feminist. Let's see what he has to say.
It shouldn't be that way. It wasn't supposed to be that way. We were supposed to be on a steady, if difficult sometimes, march towards progress. And yet, just a few weeks ago, the United States voted for a second time to not elect its first woman president. Everywhere.
We're just a bunch of woman beaters down here. You know, he could be a woman. He could be a woman president. Just put on a dress. That's how it works, I think.
We didn't like the woman because this is America, sissy boy. We do things different down here. We like them rough. We like to shoot our guns. And there ain't nothing you're gonna say, your little wimpy ass, that's gonna get me to do anything different, you piece of trash. You Canadian maple leaf piece of trash. Come down here and say that to our faces, you British Crown, WEF, New World Order piece of trash.
Thanks to modern technology and Elon Musk, I have just generated several pictures of what Justin Trudeau would look like as the governess of Canada. I think that number 2 is the closest to passing, but definitely still a man. He already looks like number 3. If you ask me, that is his picture. There's been no difference. Oh, man. If only his father, Fidel, could see how far his son had fallen. This wasn't the communism. He was his father's communism, if you know what I mean.
I like 2, you know? I mean, it's very Caitlyn Jenner, right? Where you can tell it's a guy, but you're also like, they did a good job. Yeah, I mean, it's still not for me, but yeah, could be.
Justina,
the other 2 are just him in a wig. Which he is like. I like how you put that in there, but number 3 was just another picture of him.
Yeah, here.
I draw him as a woman. So him.
I just got this suggestion in a gown from Grok, and man, technology is so wonderful. We're spending serious money and computer time to do serious things, and putting Justin Trudeau in a gown.
Yes, I love it.
Yeah, number 1. That's a silly. Oh, number 4. That looks just like him. He's not a serious person.
Oh, let's see. Okay, so very pretty, very pretty. Yeah, number 4. That's probably the best one. Yeah, new Grok. You know, if you guys haven't used it yet, if you're too stingy and don't pay for premium, I don't know how to help yourself. But if you don't have access to Grok, just the $8 a month. Elon Musk, I hope you're watching this right now. The $8 a month for X Premium is totally worth it. You get access to Grok, which is a great AI tool, and Elon, we'd love to have you on to talk more about that. No, but. Yeah, pay the $8 and then follow me, because as soon as I get to a certain number of verified followers, I don't have to pay the $8.
Which is what
your king.
Everyone here should be verified on X. Barney Styles just said he'd love to see them in blackface. I challenge anyone viewing here to go on X and try to get a wonderful picture of Justin Trudeau in blackface out of Grok, and then send it to me on Twitter or tag me in your post. That is our fan competition we got going on, our Christmas competition.
Yeah.
The winner we will show next time on stream, okay?
That's right.
All right. So, Bill Clinton, Trump won 2024 fair and square. I agree, Bill.
Old Billy boy.
I think it's important for everybody to just take a deep breath and say, unlike in 2016, there was no outside influence like the FBI director interfering at the last moment in violation of 70 years of policy. And it changed 5% overnight. In my lifetime, I've never seen a poll change 5% overnight. So anybody that says that he didn't give Trump the election, needs
Think about it again.
Yeah. But this time,
He is the salty
Donald
little bitch,
Trump
isn't he?
won the race fair and square, I think.
What do you mean you think?
Well, I mean, I'm not like him. I have to have proof, some evidence to make a charge. So as far as I know, he won it.
Oh, you're so moral, Bill. You're up on your morality high tower, looking down on all of us straight-laced people. Maybe Bill Clinton is gonna make an appearance on the show here soon.
I feel sorry for Bill Clinton, but not that sorry. Like, he deserves all the punishment he gets from being married to Hillary Clinton for all that time. You make a deal with the devil to be president, it's not going to work out for you. You may get a high in the 90s, but then you're going to live for the next 40 years in hell on earth, and it's just not worth it. It's just not worth it. And
yeah,
that is not true. There is another way. You can be president by being awesome, and you can marry a beautiful foreign Eastern European wife and have a bunch of kids and be just killing it. And on top of it, we know what you did in Kosovo, Bill Clinton. The first NATO action ever to take place was under you, Mr. Warmonger. And they're still suffering from it today. Yugoslavia was actually a better place before you went and ruined it. I'm sorry. Not like it was great.
They made overhead projectors. Every one of us had it in our classroom. What happened? I want my overhead projector back. Let's go to the comments here. Barney, thumbs up. Yeah. China built a giant blimp that they sold to Iran that is sitting off the coast launching drones, but they think New Jersey is New York and they can't find any targets they are looking for. Barney Styles. Probably. And then Robbie the Rimmon. Russell Brand did a poll. 65% of the 80,000 Canadians who responded said they wanted to be a U.S. state. Hey, democracy. That's we should go ahead and do it. Let's see. And then Robbie said too, confession, I got my blue check mark out of vanity. You deserve it. All right.
Yeah, you know what?
Don't call it vanity. You
tag me on things on Twitter. I'll repost you every time. We'll build together, make money together. I've gotten $25 3 times in a row from Elon. He's basically my boss at this point. I work for him. Pennies on the hour for how much time I spend on X. Pennies on the hour. But at least that's pennies, right? The other option is you get paid for nothing and you completely waste your time. And then you got to tell your wife, I spent 6 hours on X today and I didn't make any money. And we don't want that. We don't want that. So
we are at the top of the hour. There we go. We're at the top of the hour. Just to remind everybody, we are Liberty Tonight, where freedom never sleeps. We are Brian Piotr, co-hosting here with King Libertarian. We're on the For Liberty Network, forlibertyshop.com, which Brian showed us earlier. Great merchandise. You search up Liberty Tonight, you'll see our exclusive collection of merchandise. And we have RFK Jr. calling in here in about 30 minutes, so you want to stick around for that. And if you're on Rumble right now, we're rocking with a good crew here. If you're joining us on Rumble, hey, say something in the chat. Join the conversation. Steel Bringer just said Clinton talking to Butters. And give us a follow on our page there. If you really love us and you want to pay tribute to your king, I am your sovereign, become a monthly subscriber or send us a Rumble rant. I will read almost anything that you write if you send it as a Rumble rant. And we are on X as well, streaming out of Austin Peterson's channel there. So at AP4Liberty, give it a retweet, give it a like, give us a follow. And we really appreciate everyone being here. And freedom never sleeps, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Yes.
So foreign policy, I've always wondered this. Here's Donald Trump talking with John Bolton and his little evil mustache in the background.
Oh, Jesus.
So Taliban is our enemy. ISIS is our enemy. We have an area that I brought up with our generals 4 or 5 weeks ago where Taliban is here ISIS is here and they're fighting each other. I said, why don't you let them fight? Why are we getting in the middle of it?
Oh.
They said, let them fight. They're both our enemies. Let them fight. Sir, we want to do it. They go in and they end up fighting both of them. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen. I think I would have been a
John
good general,
Bolton's in the
but
back
who
just
knows?
snickering.
So
right?
Taliban.
I'd like to see John Bolton under fire in a trench in Ukraine with drones up flying above and not knowing if he's going to live. He loves war so much. I'd just give him 5 minutes of that and see if he doesn't have a heart attack.
Yeah, like I'm so glad Trump was doing it different this time around. Like him saying that in front and then John Bolton being in the back is just wow, it's just pure irony. It's a level of satire that you couldn't imagine as a comedian to come up with. Now, and obviously this was during his first tenure, because I don't want that walrus near him at all. But yeah, the now looking back on it, now that we had the Taliban withdrawal, the Afghan withdrawal, which went terribly. Now how the Taliban has Afghanistan, now ISIS has Syria, and now that he's saying this, whatever this is, this would be, I mean, probably at least 6 years, 7 years old now. This is what makes this clip even better. With John Bolton in the back, that's hilarious.
And I just want to
Bucks
remind
Nasty.
everybody. Oh yeah, thanks, Bucks Nasty.
The Lorax.
That's gonna feed this chainsaw for hours on end as we go tear apart U.S. government. We don't need to go bomb some random dirt building on the other side of the world.
Nope.
This Trump administration is an Elon and Doge administration. We're going to go after some regulations, some stupid government spending. Oh man, there's actually a video. There's a HBO movie called The Pentagon Wars about the development of the Bradley. And it is absolutely hilarious, and it's free to watch on YouTube. Just type in the Pentagon Wars on YouTube. Hilarious movie. You know, it's got Kelsey Grammer in it, you know, Frasier. And they it's based on a true story. They spent billions of dollars and decades making a complete compromised piece of crap called the Bradley fighting vehicle, which as soon as they made the first one, they had to build extra stuff to fix it. Like they had to start fixing it immediately after spending decades and billions of dollars.
Doge.
We got to fix the government. Spending like the F-35, spending $1 trillion on a plane where we end up with a couple hundred. I did the math. Inflation adjusted, we built all of the planes in World War II. Like, I can't remember the number of planes it was. It's like 30,000.
Tens of thousands.
Yeah, 30,000 planes. Whatever the total number of airframes. That's bombers, transport aircraft, and fighters for all of World War II for about the same amount of money, slightly less, than we have spent on the F-35 program, adjusted for inflation. Now, the F-35 program isn't spent all in 4 years under World War II. It's 20-something years,
right,
of just pumping money into people's pockets. But we're not getting very many planes. We're like 300-something planes right now for all of that time and money.
And aren't they grounded like every other day?
And we're not in a world war. So it's a complete boondoggle. We don't fully realize it when we're getting completely robbed. And it's for the national defense. It's for the war fighter. It's so that they can have their cutting
generation aircraft. There's freaking drones flying around and you don't know what they are. Why aren't the F-35s out there shooting these things down? Get out of here. And let's be honest, these aircraft here soon are going to be as obsolete as battleships with hypersonic missiles and drones.
So what we actually have for anti-drone systems, there's a company called Anduril, which is a startup national defense company. They actually make a drone that flies extremely fast and hits other drones.
Yeah.
So it's like a reuse, like missiles are one-time use. And you shoot down a $400 drone with a $2 million missile, you lose. But you take a reusable drone that flies at 400 miles an hour and knocks out the other drone, and then flies back home.
Those got like a little ramming cage around it or something.
Not a cage, but just like reinforced wings so that it rams them at high speed accurately.
Cuts them with the
Yeah, it just blows them apart. Now, if there's an explosive that goes off when that happens, you might kill your drone. But it's a reusable thing. That's what we are currently using and deploying around our bases around the world, as well as jamming software. But the Russians are using fiber optic cable, which means there's like a long, thin fishing line behind the drone the whole way back to base. And you can't jam that because it's being controlled by a fiber optic.
Oh.
So they basically have a reel with fiber optic cable coming off of it, like a fishing pole, like a fishing rod. And you can't jam it because there's no radio waves. It's being controlled by a wire.
Yeah, it's hardwired in. It's Ethernet. It's plugged in Ethernet.
You got to shoot that stuff down.
Yeah.
So,
wow. Okay, that's smart. Yeah. Those tricky little Russians. They're like, you'll jam our equipment. So we plug it in.
It's moves and counter moves on this like really hellish battlefield. And then behind the front lines, there's these nuclear weapons that ends the world. So I hope that we don't ever move up into that realm.
Yeah, I tend to agree with what Putin came out with earlier, or came out with saying, nukes, they're always threatening to nuke. Everyone wants to nuke everybody. We just throw around this nuke word like it's, like it doesn't mean anything anymore. Let's give nuke a meaning again. But he's like, we have hypersonic missiles. Most of them have conventional payloads, but if the missile is going fast enough and you put, maybe like a tungsten tip on it, it's going quick enough, the kinetic energy itself is a bomb. Like, you don't even need to have a payload on some of these missiles if they're traveling fast enough and they slam into something. It's like a bomb goes off. It's like the mythical, supposedly not real rods from God, which are just, you don't need much but a tungsten rod that you just drop out of space, and you're able to steer it in some ways, but by the time it's coming through the atmosphere and hits the ground going however many miles per hour, you don't like, it's like a nuke went off. There's so much energy behind it.
And not only that, there are nuclear power plants all over Russia and Ukraine.
Right.
We're relying on both sides to not target those.
Right. Yeah.
Chernobyl,
early in the war, they were like fighting around that one power plant. Like, can we not?
Chernobyl, the famous power plant, is in Ukraine.
Yeah.
So let's just avoid all of this, please. We need Daddy to come back in charge and say we're done with the war. And all you have to do is cut off the spigot. No more money and equipment, Ukraine. And they'll be like, oh, well, let's talk peace.
Well, we just give them a loan for $60 million instead of just giving them the $60 million. Yeah, that's how that works.
They wouldn't be able to pay us back either way. All of their productive kids are gone, exported, fleed, or entrapped into serving in the army. They're not going to be building that much. One really cool thing they used to make in Ukraine, which they probably still do, is the Unimog, which is like this big. Well, not the Unimog, actually. I forget what they called it. This big 4-wheel device, like Kanye West had one. They're like, they can go through swamps.
Did it look like one of his shoes?
Okay, let's just move on. Karine I don't have to try to say her name starting soon, guys.
Karine Jean-Pierre.
This poor lady who's had to defend Joe Biden, the impossible task, continues to get up every day, put on her hair, and just get destroyed.
Colleagues who watch this, there's also the American people. So to be fair,
and they were told by you in July that this would not happen, and it did. Do you, I'm saying, asking for yourself, not the president's statement, but for yourself, do you feel like you are owed an apology by the president? Do you owe an apology to the American people?
I just laid out the president's thinking. The president laid it out himself in his own words. He did. He laid out how he wrestled with this decision.
Hard to watch.
He said in his statement, as a president, as a father, he talked about how difficult it was to make this decision. He thought about it this weekend. He did. He thought about it this weekend. He wrestled with it. And there are some, factors, some real factors that he took into consideration. And that's why I keep saying folks should just take a look. Take a look. Read his statement. And I know what I said. I know what the president said. That is where we were at the time. That is where the president was at the time. I am his spokesperson. This weekend, he thought about it. He wrestled with it. And made this decision. That's what I can tell the American people. And I think...
The poor thing. Oh, poor thing, everybody.
Anyone feel sorry for her? Chat. Hey, chat. Y'all feel sorry for Sideshow Bob? Yeah, as Barney Styles said. I also find it hard to believe that she would be saying this if Kamala had won the election. I don't, maybe he still pardoned his son, but I think he said he wrestled with some factors. The guy that knows you're a criminal is going to come into office, and you put a guy that has the power to investigate you in a slot where he also knows that you are a criminal.
Well, we got to bring in Hunter and ask him in front of Congress now. 10% for the big guy.
Take the fifth.
Who's the big guy?
Yeah, you can't take the fifth.
Yeah, you can't take the fifth because now you're pardoned. You won't go to jail. So tell us who's the big guy. Let's get that on a congressional record.
Who's Pedo Peter? Who is Pedo Peter?
And why is that number the same as your father? Term of endearment, family, Delaware, culture. You wouldn't understand. No,
yeah, right.
I would not understand.
Jeez. Yeah, these people. Yeah.
Show of force of American business.
Easy for them to get here.
And just optically, Jim,
America's
sort of a
back,
show of force
baby.
of American business.
No, I mean, this is, I have to tell you, I can't, I'm trying to remember when I've seen such an agglomeration of people.
Never.
No.
I don't think we've ever seen this.
No, and these are people, by the way, all walks of business. This is not tech and it's not financial. I mean, you have Brian Cornell from Target.
A nice showing, geographically easy for...
We're doing it.
This is what should be happening after an election like this. Trump's rallying the troops. Everyone's coming to kiss the ring. Zuckerberg, Musk kissed the ring a long time ago. But Bezos, Zuckerberg, now Kramer's coming on board. All these things. It's cool to be on the team now, which is whatever. They're fence sitters. It's fine. It is what it is. This is a super exciting time. Can't wait to hear what RFK Jr. has to say about it later. What do you think? Economically, stock market, business, enthusiasm. What do you think, Brian?
I think everybody should kiss the ring. We should not accept you into being a leader in our cause, but you're definitely welcome at the party to enjoy it with us. Beyonce, you should come sing at the inauguration. I think that would be the full loop, the full circle. You got paid $10 million or whatever from Kamala Harris, and now you're going to sing at the DJT inauguration. I really hope something like that happens. I don't think that she may be allowed to if Donald Trump is going to hold a grudge. I think that's kind of funny too. But hey, let's do this, guys. Let's make America great again.
I mean, she may want to do a little lobbying herself on behalf of her husband, the newly accused Diddy Party member, Jay-Z. Yeah, you guys, you all thought they could steal it. Yeah, exactly. You all thought it could be stolen. You all thought Kamala was going to be in. You chose a side. So see, and this is what's different again too about this election. Like Zuckerberg, he spent $220 million in 2022 to get all the data to get the data on the voters. He stayed out of it this time. Washington Post did not endorse. Like there was a very clear the establishment people, the Hollywood folks that still went hard for Kamala. Yeah. We know who you are. You made your own list because if she didn't win, it was over for you and you knew it. That's why you went so hard to the paint for her, and it's becoming very obvious.
And it is over for you. The party is over for you. It's coming soon. Just to go over to see our Native American leaders. Here's Pocahontas talking about the death of the United Healthcare CEO.
United Healthcare CEO. People are very angry at United Healthcare. I think for good reason, denying care and the whole system. And we were just talking in the previous block. You know, killing a CEO is not the way you change. You have to regulate them, right? And so we've got attempts to try to rein in some of these big businesses. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, which was your creation. The Trump administration wants to get rid of it. That is like protecting people from like credit card fraud. What happens if that goes away?
So look, terrible for individuals, but stop and think overall about the social contract. You know, part of the deal in how we've kept
guys, we are the only ones watching the show.
This economy, this country on a fairly steady path for more than 200 years has been that those at the top pay a little more in taxes, are a little less rich than they otherwise might be, and everybody else at least gets a chance.
Part of the deal, lady. Not that I support your socialist system, but part of the deal in a socialist system is you don't import millions of illegal third world immigrants to tax your system, because then you don't get nice things. So Canada also doesn't understand this lesson. If you want a social system that has high taxes and high services, you need a high GDP per capita of everybody in there, which means no poor people. Ideally, you export all the poor people and you don't let any immigrate into the country. If you immigrate millions or tens of millions of third worlders, you can't have nice things. You can't even continue to have emergency rooms and roads and public schools, right? You can't even maintain the basic things, much less your socialist healthcare crap that you would like to give to everybody. You know, the resources do actually grow on trees in the form of fruit, but not well if you don't have labor harvesting them and making them produce. You actually have to have human input to have real resources. Doctors need to be trained in some way to be effective. They need lots of devices and drugs and access to waiting rooms and hospital rooms, etc. So your whole stupid plan of what you would like is just tax the rich people a little bit. Okay, well, you tax Elon Musk all his money and then distribute it to 1,000 people in your country. They can all be really rich. There's something I think you can understand. Now, instead of dividing by 1,000, try dividing by 350 million. Doesn't go so far anymore. It's not that much money anymore. Your main problem is math. She doesn't understand math, but she's one of 100 votes that decides what happens in this country, and a major obstacle for the rest of us. Yeah, Minnesota, get your act together. Get her out of there.
Massachusetts.
Oh, that's Massachusetts.
Off with your head.
You are a bunch of massholes by putting her into D.C. Bunch of massholes. Well, get her out of there.
It's the weave. We're gonna weave on this story real quick. Apart from all her socialism and communism, the whole point of this one too is like you shouldn't be a vigilante, but you know Bernie Sanders did it, AOC did it, she's doing it too. It's hypocritical in and of itself, and you know it is not the best way to approach this thing. However, but even funnier is that the same week that Daniel Penny gets acquitted for the subway thing, so you're double hypocritical. So you're mad that he gets off for killing somebody in self-defense for a legitimate reason of people being threatened on the subway, at the same time that you are happy that somebody else killed somebody else, but it's for the right reason. So vigilante justice is on the subway in New York City, first of all. Holy shit. Second of all, you know, being threatened. Like, we're in a time where the narratives collapse almost immediately, or they didn't even have a chance to get off the ground. In this case, I don't know. The Jordan nearly got acquitted, and then the Luigi thing. I can't remember the order, but either it happened before or just after. Just the narratives are just collapsing at a record speed these days, and I just love it. It's a sign of the times that we're in.
Yes, which is Christmas time, and
yes,
we would really appreciate it if you considered getting yourself something for Christmas from the forlibertyshop.com. I personally like this Doge mug. It is not a mug. It's a water. Why can't I speak today? Hey, guys, should we just go to RFK Jr.? I know he can't speak either, right? And then the two of us can just be incoherent together. We can just be like, I don't know the right words that are coming out of my mouth. You know, that guy's super smart, though. He actually has pretty good vocabulary. It's just his voice box has been destroyed a little bit. That's okay. That happens to some of us.
He just needs to drink some water out of this Doge Camelback whatever bottle thing.
Yeah, and which we all need to carry our water around. Don't drink the fluoride. We've covered this before. Filter your water. Put it in a nice clear plastic container. Meet some friends out on the subway when you're avoiding the crazy people and getting stabbed. So in Syria, we're doing a nice little CIA run and maybe Israel run regime change. We've decided that the Al-Qaeda are the perfect people to run Syria because one kind of dictatorship is bad, Muslim Brotherhood apparently good. Keep up.
Yeah, pallets of money, just being handed over to our good friends at the CIA. I had a good joke about this, and I'm trying to remember what it was.
I don't know. I'm paying $5 for a dozen eggs right now, and bunch of terrorists with a kindergarten education that may or may not know how to read are getting pallets full of cash.
This never ended well when we just handed over buckets of cash to terrorists.
It ends well for some of them, and doesn't end well for others.
Stimmies for the terrorists. That's your COVID bucks right there. I hope you enjoy it. Hope you enjoy at our expense. Go continue to be little terrorists.
Yeah, send us a Rumple rant, and we will use that money to make fun of Rosie O'Donnell, who has herpes.
Cold sore is healing, and it hasn't hurt yet, but it's still there.
Which one of you dirty guys did this to her? Don't ever take credit for that publicly. Just a word of advice.
Still there. Some people are right.
How did
You
a
have
cold
herpes.
sore
I'm like,
get
I
a
guess
cold
I do.
sore?
Herpes simplex 1 or something. I don't know. But I'm using Abreva, not an endorsement.
Ugh.
And
All
it's
right. Yeah. If you just look at the top of her head, it looks like she looks like a mole that has hair on it that's on somebody's old wrinkly back. Yeah, this is actually a saga of videos. If you care to go and look at Rosie's TikTok, because I know you're all dying to go onto TikTok first of all, and then look up Rosie O'Donnell's account and scroll through her page and just this whatever she does she have nobody to talk to? I don't think she does.
King Libertarian. I'm going to stand up for our viewers and say that none of them have TikTok accounts and that they're better people than that.
Yeah.
That they don't have the Chinese social media app on their phone.
Bot.
Yeah, they don't need to see those nasty texts that people are sending about how terrible Joe Biden is, and what's on sale on Black Friday at Palmetto State Armory or the forlibertyshop.com. That's why they don't have TikTok. I know that. Let me know in the chat. Am I right, guys? You don't have TikTok, right?
Yeah. Well, if you did happen to have it, long story short, this is a saga of this herpes cold sore that she's been talking about apparently for weeks. It's quite hilarious for obsess over having herpes.
Oh, RFK Jr.'s people are talking to me. Let me try to transition over here and get them on the phone. Are you okay? Go and get a. What do you do on a break, King Libertarian?
I go and I bathe in milk and honey.
Okay. With that bombshell, let me get set up over here. Hello. Hey, Bobby, are you there?
Hey, Brian. Nice to be on the show again with you. Cheryl says hi, too.
Oh, why? Hello, Cheryl. I saw your ad that you did with your husband in the shower. That was kind of... Oh, man, that's kind of degenerate of her. Is she getting back at you for something?
Well, Brian, I don't want to get into specifics of our kink lifestyle, but I don't slut shame me, Brian. I'm about to tell you something very intimate about myself and Cheryl. I do have a kink for being embarrassed.
I think that that's totally fine. I'm assuming that there's no food dyes involved.
No, everything that goes in or near my crotch is okay, for sure.
Sorry, I hit the laugh track on my own joke, and I really apologize, Bobby. I know that you've got a lot of big things coming up. What's new with you?
Well, Brian, you may have seen that all those Nobel laureates came out against my nomination to HHS.
Yes, congratulations.
Thank you, Brian. However, I went to take a look at that list of doctors that are against me, and number one is Dr. Frankenstein. You may remember him as creating a monster from flesh that he stitched together. It was a nice guy. And then also Dr. Kevorkian is on the list, and with others such as Goebbels and the like. All I have to say to these doctors, if they took money from the NIH, I'm about to be up their ass like grass.
Yeah, and I'm totally not impressed by 50 Nobel laureates when Barack Obama got the Nobel Peace Prize while currently running two of the largest wars in our history in terms of, at least effect on our budget. So if you can win the Peace Prize while running some huge wars, congratulations. Your Nobel laureates don't really mean anything to me. Plus,
That's absolutely right, Brian.
You can get a Nobel laureate in some random part of science, and then you're still not qualified to talk about regulatory environments inside the NIH or FDA. But that brings up something important. Christmas is coming up. What should Americans do to be healthy? Like, how can we enjoy this holiday? What am I allowed to drink?
Well, Brian, if you want to get some raw milk eggnog, that would be great. Just make sure to put beef tallow in it. You put beef tallow in anything, it'll make it healthy. Fry turkeys in beef tallow. Fry your fries in beef tallow. Rub beef tallow on your chest before you do a workout in front of a camera to make all the women thirsty for your old wrinkly body.
And
I'm not saying I do that personally, but I've heard it works.
I know that you've never injected yourself with any vaccines, and perhaps some other drugs haven't been thoroughly tested enough. Where do you stand on testosterone replacement therapy?
Oh, Brian, I'm a big fan, and I admit to taking steroids. I mean, testosterone replacement. It keeps me strong. It keeps me healthy. And Cheryl, well, she has her own opinion on that. But to say that she's sore quite often is an understatement.
I know that you're never a man to overpromise and underdeliver. It's the other way around with Bobby Kennedy.
When I say I'm gonna deliver a baby cub bear, I follow through.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm very excited to see about you being a part of the transition team, and not the wrong kind of transition. We're talking about the right kind of transition team.
By the way, under my plan to get Americans healthy, you're going to see disgusting herpes like that disappear overnight. That shit was gross, Rosie. Stop with the seed oils. Stop with the food dyes, and you won't have herpes anymore. Rub some beef tallow on it, not Abreva, you dumb bitch.
All right. RFK Jr., thank you so much for joining the show. Are there any other words that you want to share with our viewers before we end the call?
Nothing other than I love beef tallow.
Okay. Thank you so much, RFK. I'm going to call that a night. I hope you have a wonderful evening. Say hi to Cheryl for me. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.
All right, let's get King Libertarian back in the room with us. You missed a wonderful call, my friend. Absolutely
yes, I
wonderful
just toweled
call.
Off my bath.
Were you listening to anything that was said?
Yeah, something about the kinks and beef tallow. That's all I had. I dozed off a little bit there in the shower. It was so relaxing. But I am back and not milky anymore.
I cook a brisket. I probably do 3 briskets a month, and when I trim a brisket, I save the fat, or I have before. And the way that you make beef tallow is you cube it up and put it in a giant pot. When you have a giant pot of fat, you just put the burner on simmer, and you wait. Once the beef fat gets, you put some water in the bottom so you don't burn it at first. And then once that boils off and you got some fat at the bottom, then you just let it cook. Once all the fat's rendered out into liquid form, you strain out the solids and you save the rest in a jar. And you've got beef tallow to put in the fridge for deep frying stuff with it. Put it in a skillet for cooking some meat. Easy to get to. And you get it for free if you buy the right kind of meat and you're making trimmings anyways. Also, if you go to a grocery store and you walk up to the butcher and you say, hey, can you save your trimmings for me for a day and wrap them up for me? I have had them give that to me for free multiple times. So
it's surprising that they don't just make beef tallow out of it.
No one's buying this product. You can probably buy beef tallow made plenty of places, but every butcher shop has fat trimmings that they're throwing away. So I've gotten that for free and turned that into tallow, and then that is free compared to butter or ghee or olive oil or any other kind of fat that you have to buy. So it's a little bit of work, but you get, I guess the energy you have to put into it costs money, but it's otherwise a great deal. So
and all you do is eat meat, so there's plenty of fat to go around, right?
Yes, sir. I've been on the carnivore diet almost 4 years. I love it. I don't have any current plans to change. I don't really care if anyone else wants to eat vegetables.
You get fiber.
Fiber is not necessary for human existence. It's not necessary vitamin or mineral. So I don't have fiber. Everything's perfectly fine.
All right. I don't know how that works, but you're here. You look good.
Any of you can try it for a month and see how it works. Javier Milei is going to end the deficit for the first time in 123 years. That's really incredible. 123 years of a deficit. Can you believe that?
Yeah, and that would cover the time to when they were like the richest per capita, right? As rich as in Argentina was at the beginning of the last century. And they were like, so a deficit. They haven't taken in more than they've spent in 123 years. How does it even work? What do you? They've just been accruing debt this entire. Clearly for a long time. If it got that bad.
if your economy is growing and your revenues are growing, you could cancel out the growth with inflation and government debt. And so you could continue to do that indefinitely as long as you aren't taking out more debt than the growth. But you're also taxing everybody secretly with inflation. So it's horrible. It's an evil thing. Naturally, things are supposed to get cheaper. It's called deflation. It makes everybody richer except for debt holders, or sorry, debtors. And our government is being a debtor nation. They like inflation because it makes the debt. Actually, after COVID, net inflation, our debt to GDP went down. So we printed so much money that we actually got ahead. Like, we reduced the debt to GDP and adjusted for inflation. And all you have to do is shoot the economy in one foot and then the other foot.
Taxation is theft.
Taxation is theft.
Long story short. And inflation is an insidious tax, an invisible tax. We just hate taxes.
I had a famous bumper sticker on my car for over a decade that said, "Don't steal, the government hates competition."
That's right. Dr. Paul had that on his desk while in Congress. Yes. May he live forever. May he live forever, Dr. Paul.
So people are getting tattoos of this murderer. What is going on with the world?
Yeah, those so the weapon used was a 9mm. Brian, are those 9mm rounds?
No, those are not 9mm cartridges.
I like how the picture of him, like it's almost like they drew in a little Luigi mustache too, like, oh, I'm a Luigi. I'm gonna shoot the.
This is something you get to explain to your grandkids, like, what's the story behind this? Yeah. Like, this was hot on Twitter for a day.
Yeah.
So I got a tattoo about it. And then it quickly became yesterday's news, and then I still have this tattoo.
Daddy, who's on your leg? Oh. Just an infamous murderer, honey. Do you want to eat some Cheerios? RFK has made them not toxic anymore. He's taken out all the highly processed, gluten intolerant GMO wheat and any of the food dyes. Yeah. Just thinking about, I want to weave, thinking about everything that's in the food. I have this app called Yucca, and it scans, barcode scans food, and it'll tell you, if there's bad stuff or good stuff in there. And then if it's bad, you can click on it and you can see how bad and why it's bad. The amount of things that app says cause cancer in some of these foods is insane. Like, 6 of them are high risk, high hazard cancer, endocrine disrupting cancer, high risk, multiple studies. And then you're drinking water with fluoride in it, and you're putting sunscreen on that's got toxic aluminum. You're putting the toxic aluminum in your pits, in your armpits for your deodorant. You're washing yourself with chemicals. You're wearing chemicals on you from the laundry detergent. It's freaking everywhere, and you wonder why.
And you have
shit's off the charts.
You have huge amounts of fried chicken. You got a BMI, a triple-digit BMI, and you weigh 350 pounds. And you're telling me why my diet's going to kill me because I need fiber.
Hey, I didn't say you were gonna die. I just was trying to figure out how you took a shit.
And you're not an unhealthy person, so you have every right to talk about health with me. But this is an entertainment show. This is Christmas. I want to bring up an old video, a really old video that I literally could watch like once a week for the rest of my life because it's always funny.
Yes.
But that's why I'm interviewing you today, so I can get to know you.
So I'm a musician.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck that mean? Make magic or something? What is musician?
It's too far ahead.
I think you're confusing that.
Yeah, I'm not no musician. I make music. I make music. And that's not all I do. I make music, I act. I'm a TV star too, a young mogul.
Just really quick, I think you're confusing.
I'm not confusing nothing because you don't know. You thought that all I was a magician or whatever the fuck you said.
See, that's what I think you think I said.
No,
I said musician, not magician.
I don't think, baby. I don't think. What is that? That's ghetto. I don't think. I know.
So you
think.
I didn't say magician, Suki. I said musician. And I think you are a musician.
No, baby. I do music.
So you just really quick. For the record, could you say you don't think you're a musician?
I'm not none of that.
But then after,
I have heard people say they think
magician.
I've heard people say they think this is a setup, but
That's some good acting.
I would never do a setup that made me look that stupid.
No, this is purely genuine. You can't. I can already tell that if they tried to act this out, it would be terrible. No,
So-
this is genuine.
A normal reaction to a word you don't know is supposed to be like, "What's that mean?" or "That's not a real word," or something like that. Not like, "Girl, I know I don't do magic."
Oh my god, that and then the other girl's just like, just so we're clear. So when everybody sees this later, you're not a musician, you're somebody who does music. Okay, all right. Yeah.
Hey, and I just want everyone to know, this lady
that's amazing.
has
I didn't know that about
the
you.
same vote that you do.
What do you know?
That you're a musician. But that's why I'm interviewing you today, so I can get to know you.
So I'm a musician.
Mhm.
What the fuck that mean? Make
She voted for Kamala Harris, and her vote mattered the same amount as yours. The system is not optimal in America.
We're just lucky that more people know what a musician is than didn't. And that we're in this spot right now. Oh my god.
On one side, we have the magician movement. And on the other side, we have Caitlin Clark, who none of us would know who she was if it wasn't for mainstream media bringing her out and putting her in front of us and parading her, saying, "I have white privilege and the WNBA is built on black players."
I feel like she just won Athlete of the Year.
My last college season and not knowing if that would actually be my last season, whether I was deciding to come back to college or turn pro, and now sitting here like I'm done with my first professional season.
So, is she any good? I have no idea. I'm assuming this means that she's good at basketball.
She's like one of the first iconic WNBA players to like come out and actually get real attention where she's actually attracting fans, because I think the way she plays or something like that, like she's actually entertaining to watch and not just people focusing on fundamentals, playing basketball together in a pickup round. So essentially she won Athlete of the Year or whatever, but you know, that is the culture, right? That even if you succeed off the merits of your own success and your dedication and your physicality, you still have to veer off from that and somehow pay homage to something. You can't even have an accomplishment without having to degrade that to lift other people up, and it doesn't even do that.
Saying the WNBA is built on black players, that is the most racist thing I've ever heard. So you're allowed to say that this race is really good at basketball.
Yeah.
What if a black lady at Harvard was saying, I'm so happy to be here. Say she's the valedictorian of Harvard, but I acknowledge that smart people that wrote the Constitution were all white, and this country was built on white people. Like, that's super racist.
Yeah.
This is so wrong. Like,
that's where wokeness gets to a point to where it horseshoes around and just becomes real racism.
It's just, it's real racism. The Klan on one side and the woke people on the other side equally racist, just opposite. Some people are racist against one color and some people are racist against the other color. They're all bad people.
Yes.
I think that smart, hardworking people, it doesn't matter what color your skin is. And if you're good at basketball, it doesn't matter what color your skin is. But I'll admit that most people that are good at basketball happen to be black, and that's just genetics. You know, they're tall and they can jump, so they're good at basketball.
Yeah.
Well,
we got 15 minutes left in the show. Thank you very much for thank you everybody so much for joining us. Yeah. You ready for America to be back? You ready for America to be back? America's back, baby. And we're here. We're live every Thursday, 9 to 11 Central. Yeah. All right. This is Liberty Tonight, where freedom never sleeps. We've been going over news. We had RFK on earlier. Go back into the stream after it's done. Look at the replay and catch that. We've gone over a lot of great stuff here tonight. I'm King Libertarian at King Libertarian on X with Brian Piotr, Brian_Piotr on X. And we're part of the For Liberty Network. If you go to forlibertynetwork.com, you can look at our locals page there. That's how you get real intimate with us. If you're watching us on Rumble, Liberty Tonight, rumble.com/Liberty Tonight is our channel. Go ahead and click that like button, give us a follow. And the stream's been popping. The chat's been popping. We love you guys coming in and saying anything to us. And if you're watching, go ahead and hit that follow button and let us know you're in the chat. Say hi to us. We have a bunch of people over here watching. Is there anything going on over on YouTube or Twitch or the other streams?
We have 3 viewers on YouTube, 1 on Twitch, 1 on Twitch. You're all welcome to come and chat with us in rumble.com/Liberty Tonight. Let us know if you aren't a premium Rumble subscriber what the ad is that's running on our show. I bet it's an entertaining one. Rumble has had some crazy ads that I've seen recently for different products, especially around Christmas time.
They have, but yeah, we're over here. Give us a like, give us a follow, and yeah, we're part of the For Liberty Network. We're here every Thursday, 9 to 11 p.m. Central Time. Yeah.
All right.
Home stretch, baby. Let's
Home
go.
stretch. I want to see Peter Schiff. Peter Schiff has just become the senator from California, which is a position that you can hold, I think, until you die. It appears that they will roll you around and tell you how to vote. It is so easy to stay in that position.
Shifty shift. He's shifting around from House to Senate. Shifty and shift.
I would
Look
not.
At this little pencil neck, bobblehead, bubble mouth, little freak. I hate this guy. Oh.
Hey, a white guy in the Democrat Party was able to win a Senate seat in California. So that's pretty impressive. That is you have a huge handicap with those demographics in that party and the party of racists. So congratulations on having a ton of power behind the scenes. I expect this guy's going nowhere until I'm a very old man, and then he eventually dies in office at the age of 90-something. So what did he have to say? What did Shifty Schiff have to say?
I don't think the incoming president should be threatening his political opponents with jail time. That's not the kind of talk we...
I do. I know that he's not.
Wait, okay.
But I want to threaten all of them with jail time.
What about all the civil cases and criminal cases and impeachments?
3 impeachments.
3 impeachments. Try to steal one election, stole the other one.
32 indictments for crap.
32 indictments, 34 felony counts, blah, 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 blah. Shut your little ass up with your hypocrisy.
What about every Trump supporter? Every Trump supporter sitting in jail without a trial for being a Trump supporter in D.C. Just rotting in prison in D.C. in terrible conditions. Do they don't matter? Like who's been in charge of putting those political opponents in jail? These aren't politicians with power. These are little old ladies and young guys who broke a window or walked around in the Capitol or sent a text from inside the building and they don't know what they did, but they sent a text inside the building. Like, there are way too many people being imprisoned without trial. And I'm not saying we do that to the Democrats, but they should have trials. Lots and lots and lots of trials.
Yeah.
For all sorts of
Nationally
things.
broadcast.
And some of those things can be brought immediately for things like conspiracy. You didn't, like, anyone who prevented the Hunter Biden laptop news from getting out that had a government position inside the government and perhaps in the FBI or CIA or wherever the heck they are. Conspiracy against democracy. Jail time.
You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why. Cash Patel is coming to town.
And I'm
It's gonna be
excited.
glorious.
Barney Styles says
Glorious.
Adam Schiff looks like he is so slimy he would feel sticky.
Ugh.
Yes, at the very least, I would wash
His body
my.
does look clammy.
I wouldn't shake his hand, and if I did, I would wash my hands afterwards. But I think he has a few more things that we can
Hear
comment
from
on.
a president in a democracy, nor do I think that a pardon is necessary for the members of the January 6th committee. We're proud of the work we did on that committee. It was a fundamental oversight obligation to investigate the first attempt to interfere with a peaceful transfer of power in our history. Many of you were here in this building during that violent attack, and we're proud of the work we did to expose what.
I believe that the Republicans that were on that committee have already been crucified and walked out the door.
It's like just that one paragraph that he said. There's so much wrapped into that you could just pick apart. Okay, he said that the J6 committee doesn't need pardons, even though Liz Cheney, widely reported, is lobbying for one. And we were proud of the work we did on that committee. You destroyed all of the evidence of that committee. Which first of all, I like. It's gotta. You use computers, right? It's not like you had a bunch of paper that you threw into an incinerator. Like, it's got to be somewhere, right? But you were so proud of the work you did that you destroyed everything. Okay, all right, yeah.
Yeah, he's a piece of trash. And if we have any way to indict him with anything, we should use it. I'm more of this persuasion. So and he should be allowed to be in a very safe prison where he cannot get hurt, right? No violence against him. Donald Trump here trolling some more. And I know that we're not supposed to promote any kind of products that aren't our products, which you can find at theforlibertyshop.com. But Donald Trump posts a picture of him with Jill Biden that says, "Here are my Trump perfumes and colognes. I call them fight, fight, fight because they represent winning. Great Christmas gifts for the family.
Yeah.
Get a fragrance your enemies can't resist."
Oh man, but old Joe, he's on his way out. Jill, she's a snake. She's gonna need a new sugar daddy here soon. She sniped old Joe when she was just a babysitter, and she's got to lock that thing up.
Donald Trump isn't going to take a salary for the next 4 years, just like he did the first 4 years. That's over $400,000 a year in salary. But he's selling fragrances. He doesn't need that salary.
Yeah.
Man's making bank.
I wonder. I wonder how it smells. Is it like Boomer? Like, is it gonna smell like your granddad, or is it gonna be like, yeah, let me go get some chicks?
At least this I could believe. Like, maybe he actually would wear it. I don't know if he will. Maybe he wouldn't. I don't know. But he released a vodka, and he doesn't drink.
Trump?
Yeah, there was a
Trump vodka.
There was a Trump vodka. I believe it was a failure. I don't know if it's still around. But he never he didn't drink.
Yeah, not in single drop of alcohol has hit these lips. My uncle, he said, "You be drinking, I'm gonna beat you." And
No
never
drinking,
did.
no smoking.
No drink, not a drop. Never hit my lips.
Now I'm gonna jump.
Lips.
I'm just gonna jump ahead against the rest of the rest of the news before we do President of the Week, because I've been waiting to show this old clip, for like 4 weeks in a row here, and this is one of my favorite clips, and I'd love to hear anyone's ideas about what we should make to add on to it.
To my girlfriend, who is amazing. Happy Star Wars Day, everyone. Today is also my birthday. And because it's my birthday, I get to introduce you to my girlfriend, who is amazing. Today is also my birthday. And because it's my birthday, today is also my birthday.
Marcus, you don't want to do this. Let her go.
My girlfriend.
Breaking news, a man is currently holding his girlfriend hostage. Police are outside of his home waiting negotiation terms.
This is Rover 2L2, Eye in the Sky. We have visual on target. I repeat, we have visual on target.
Hi, we are live in front of the home where a woman is being held hostage.
News, a man is currently holding his girlfriend hostage. Police are outside of
my fellow Americans. I know we are all aware of the current market situation developing. I want to assure you I have my top FBI agents on the case. My fellow Americans. I know we are all aware of the current market situation developing. I want to assure you I have my top FBI agents on the case.
Entering peacefully. He's doing exactly what he's been told by the sheriff.
The extraordinary heroics of the group known as the Avengers has been to many a cause not only for comfort, but
it's really great knowing they're out there, you know? Someone's watching over us.
Rescue her. Yeah. If anyone's never seen the original clip, it's just as bad as how it started out. Like, she's clearly like, "Help me, this dude's a psycho. Today's my birthday. My girlfriend." Are you sure you didn't kidnap her from a mall? Yeah. No, that we've been waiting to show that to you guys for a while. That's a good one. All right. Where are we at here? We got like a couple minutes left. We doing Peasant of the Week?
Yeah, let's do Peasant of the Week. Here's one more meme that shows North Korea looking at Trump with Elon. He got a new rocket, man. Okay, King.
Man.
Camera's
All
on
right.
you.
All right. So, as you probably could guess by the opening of this show, my Peasant of the Week is Kash Patel, the new FBI director. I mean, we didn't have it in the show, but there was one video of him stomping through a hallway, and some reporter asked him some dumbass question. He was just like, "No, we're gonna do it." And I was just like, dude, that guy, I have a good sense for looking at people and figuring out what's going on. That guy, he is gonna tear through assholes like tissue paper, and it's gonna be great. So Kash Patel, if you're watching, you're Peasant of the Week. Congratulations.
Yes, and we're very excited to see what you're going to do to the FBI. I'd say do not be gentle. Afuera, guys, afuera. So, anyways, this has been a wonderful evening with everyone here. Thank you so much for watching and being a part of this group. We really appreciate you. Please follow us on X. Reach out to me, DM me, send me things you want to see on the show. If we crowdsource ideas and topics, it'll only make it better. And from here on out, I just look forward to seeing you next week. That is Thursday at 10 p.m. to midnight Eastern, or 9 p.m. to 11 Central. We're only here on rumble.com/Liberty Tonight. And I always leave the last words of the night with the king. There you go.
Pay tribute to your king. Follow me on X. And you have a great holiday season coming up. I want you to be safe. I want you to drink some filtered water, eat only meat, and rub beef tallow all over your supple body. Good night, everybody.